just my kind of heat. Keep it on repeat. Testify the motion. Love it, this devotion. Live it up, live it up, sweet emotion. Every time, every night, you and I on a roll. Switch it up, switch it up, switch it up where I'm going.
Good morning. Morning, folks. Hope you are well. Let me come down here so you can see me. Happy Thursday. Hope everybody is doing well. Let me know if you're in the room. Come and say hello. Let me know how your trading is going or your trading has been this week. Obviously, for me, just the one position in. Still running. Still kind of like it. I'll go into that Dow Jones position in a second. And potentially another breakout in the Dow Jones as well coming. But you know, another relatively, I would say relatively, most of the time, good trading is boring trading, right? We understand that. And this is the realities. It's not all Wolf of Wall Street kind of stuff. This is the realities in order to take the correct ROI at the end of the year. Again, according to your plan. Some people trade more than me. Some people are scalpers intraday. We know that, understand that. But for me as a swinger, this is my life. This is my life, and sometimes it's boring. Morning, Silver. Hope you're doing well, buddy. Okay, let's go into the index. So, I think the potential buys here of that ABC, if I zoom in, let me zoom in a second. We know we like this structure moving up. I'm just interested in the area we are in now. So, this price action for me, again, as a breakout retest trader, is not bad. We pushed on yesterday. We could have pushed forward. That's not a very good B. Let me try that again. Still trying to learn how to do this with my mouse. I'm not as good as I was before for some reason. A, B, and potentially we're signaling down to retest this area for C. 20 period catch up. A retest that I really like. Does it have to happen? No, it doesn't have to happen. But from the technicals, I wouldn't say I would expect it, but I would actually like it to happen because it would give me a bit more confidence. As long as we get another catalyst like this, whether it be a hammer, your simple candlesticks patterns on high volume, to say, right, we're happy with this retest, we got a complex here, and we push on and continue with that short-term uptrend and, you know, potentially more and more. So the S&P, we may have a few days here of sideward or slightly down action. But ultimately, I'm looking for this market right now to respect this area. Yes, it can push from here, by the way. It can push from here. I'm not saying this has to happen. But I'm still expecting this market to push up. So the risk on, slight risk on function still remains that way. The weekly, my weekly buy still remains the same. This is still the key area up here for me, up at this area. And I think if we can get some bullish momentum, the market's saying, right, we're happy to being above this 4100 area. I would expect the market to get up to here. Remember, these areas are kind of like magnets, and then have a real test of where do we want to go? Do we want to continue on up in 2023 with underlying inflation reducing, etc., etc., or do we not? Do we want to continue in that downtrend, which is technically still the path of least resistance? So S&P intraday, I could see some non-movement, maybe some down movement, but wait for that real confirmation. On smaller time frames, that confirmation could be a break of B wave here. So it could be a break of here. Obviously, added confirmation as a break of the highs. For those looking short, I would just be wary. You know, if you're looking short in this market, I would wait for certainly a closure down here. Because I would just be wary of a little bit of a tag and then a push on. So that would be my bias for the S&P 500. And as always, I always think it's a great time right now to dollar cost average into this market for long-term investments. So I'm hoping some of you are doing that. I don't know whether you'd get a better opportunity. I don't really want to say in our lifetime, because in our lifetime, lots of stuff, lots of volatility has happened, but you know, these are the times you need to be investing in, right? Because what always happens, we always rebound. So from an investing point of view, again, we can go back throughout the whole, you know, years and years and years and years. Downtimes are the best time to be investing. Millionaires are made in these markets. Anyway, S&P, ABC, continuation forward. Martin, what's up, guys? What's up, buddy? I took my break late, so I'm here for 30 AU bias. Yeah, I'll do AU and CAD yen for you, Martin. I'll remember to add it to my list. I might start doing gold and Bitcoin because I know a lot of people like it. So I'll start doing that today, actually. I'll add gold and Bitcoin to my list of normal things that I'll look at on stream anyway, just to give a bias, because I know people like trading it. But for me today, this is my watch list. Aussie dollar, I'm not going to go, well, I'll go into that anyway. Aussie dollar. Dow Jones, I'm still in, and USD CAD. So let's look at the Dow Jones position. And if you do like the stream, remember to like the stream. Appreciate that. So, this is still nice. I'm not saying that this is have to break. I think yesterday I was saying this is definitely going to break. I didn't mean to sound that way inclined, but price action is still looking good from that day 2 days ago. Okay, we've had a pretty non-existent day yesterday, which again, I don't mind. I like accumulation up at this area, i.e. loading up a position, accumulating those positions for potentially breaking to the upside. So this is still intact. The setup I still like. You know, I don't mind if it continues on and does this for 2-3 more days. I would actually like it a little bit better. So the accumulation day yesterday, it's ready to move. It's ready to break for me. We just need that confirmation of a break above. So I still like it. From a breakout point of view, I've obviously moved my stop loss here from what originally was down at this area. Same as my aggressive entry. And we've moved our stop loss up here because of the anchor created, or the potential swing created if we break above here on that hourly chart. So we've gone from, which is quite nice, which is what I kind of like, from a 7526 stop all the way up to a 4850 stop. So not quite half risk reward, but getting close to that area. And again, if we do break above or we create another swing or potential anchor that I like, I'll continue to move it up. That is my new risk reward strategy, my new trade management, and I'll just continue to monitor it for today. If it doesn't break, I don't get triggered in, obviously. But Dow Jones is something I certainly do like. And let's see. If we do get that ABC in the S&P, you know, maybe we get another pretty non-existent day today, which again, like I said, is absolutely fine by me. Ideally, if you're going to ask me, my ideal situation is we get a bar similar to this today, high close. What's the bar called when it closes at the closes high? There's no wick above. Someone's got to know this. It's right in my hero. What's it called? When you get a bar like this, bullish bar that closes, there's no wicks. Come on, guys, what's it called? Somebody's gonna know it. It's on the thing in my head, on my tip of my tongue. No, there's a name. It's like an Asian name. Marabuzo bar. That's what it's called. Marabuzo. So, that's essentially what I would like. Yeah, there you go, Martin. Well done. Yeah. Marabuzo, something like this, so that tomorrow, Friday, we can hopefully have a good day and we push on in the Dow Jones 30. 30, as they say in Ireland. In Ireland. Okay, what else am I looking at? USD CAD on this daily. 200 is still in play. I'm looking for this market to kind of come down here. I am wary of that. Wary or worrisome of a larger ABC because it is a counter trend idea, but essentially looking for our second structure, cut with handle in USD CAD for a breakdown below. Not going to go massively into that today, still got some time to set up. Could potentially look at an aggressive entry somewhere up here. However, I am wary that it is a counter trend idea, and I am wary where we are on the weekly, albeit I don't really like that from a USD CAD long point of view. You know, I still would expect this to come down, in which case there is possibly some pips to be made. But I'm going to wait on that. I have to say I'm not massively comfortable with it. I don't mind the setup so far, but I'll just watch it. That's what the watch list is for, right? We can just watch it and see if it sets up to my liking. And the final one is Aussie dollar. So I'll go through Aussie dollar, what I'm thinking, and I'll go through smaller time frames as well, Martin, since you asked. AU. So the Aussie dollar daily, still looking for this as a daily or weekly perspective. Potentially coming down here for an aggressive entry, probably around that 40-60 box from that main impulse to create that V reversal. Need to see some more digestion of this pretty nice move to the upside that we've had since, you know, September 2022. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see some, you know, a few days price action kind of like this before possibly we come back down. Ideally something like this, we could look for an aggressive entry in as well. But ultimately, I'm looking for AU longs. I'm not interested in AU shorts. I'll be looking to find some sort of entry into AU to get long, but it may take a few days. Now, in terms of the 30-minute, I'll go into the smaller time frame bias, Martin. And I mean, smaller time frames because I think it possibly should come down, because I think of where the dollar index is. We're thinking dollar slight pullback the next couple of weeks, right? Potentially the next week or two. It could be pullback complete, or a reason to go short. I don't see a reason to go long right now, personally. But from this impulse, it looks like a, you know, not bad. I mean, you've got to be looking there, right? Confirmation of a break underneath. Until you get that confirmation, you just got to be waiting, right? Right now, it's just within that channel. So right now, AU is just making its way within that channel. So yeah, I would say wait for confirmation above or below. Again, I know your bias will be slightly different from mine. I do think it falls to the downside. Maybe not even today, maybe tomorrow. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's what it looks like to me on smaller time frames. Just continuing within that channel, AU. No confirmation just yet. CAD yen. Let's look at CAD yen. CAD yen is I don't know if you've been trading this, Martin, but it just seems like a horrible chart. Just a horrible chart right now. You know, you've had your potential short bias here, but we're getting some support coming in. I believe there's some yen news out that we can see here from the wicks and the volatility within the last half an hour or so, or last hour. I'm not even going to give you a bias, Martin. If you're talking about CAD yen for 4 hour and daily, I've got to sit myself firmly on the fence there and say I ain't got a clue what's going on with CAD yen. I mean, you look at the 4 hour, you could say, well, do we have some pressure coming in there? Not massive amount of volume, albeit I know it's over Asia. As this area of support, do we push on from here? Maybe, but I don't know. I will stay far away from CAD yen. AU 4 hour daily. Yeah, so AU would give me AU on 4 hour. I would be looking short. AU on daily, I do still think it goes short, but ultimately I'd be looking long. So I wouldn't be surprised if you saw this kind of came down and potentially something like this in AU, which would be nice. But smaller time frames look short to me. Again, with that added confirmation, longer time frames look bullish, but still needs, very similar to dollar index, still needs a little bit of pullback action for me to consider it healthy to go long on AU. Hey Tonga, watch later. Gold and Bitcoin. 4 hour has been in that, certainly. I'll look at that on the weekly. Look at that on the weekly. That is your catalyst to go short if you're looking counter trend shorts. You know, sometimes with these bearish engulfers, you do get some price action, smaller time frames that come into it because you'd expect some digestion there. before moving down. But I mean that would certainly indicate for me if I had a short position or a short potential setup, that would give me my higher time frame confidence in gold. 4 hour and daily is still digesting this. So if you're looking at gold, you're waiting for that confirmation from this latest move. Again, that just looks like to be a corrective, potentially 40-60. Sometimes gold does like a deeper retracement, so be aware of that. But at the moment, it's just in that channel. Wait for that direction, confirmation. Let the market tell you which way it wants to go. But my bias would be maybe a little bit more of this type of price action before continuation to the downside. But again, that is counter trend. That is counter trend. Bitcoin, this is interesting. We haven't looked at Bitcoin in a while, have we? Let's look at some crypto. I was considering this, right? So I was considering Bitcoin because you can obviously see a setup there, right? But again, what I just talked about with let me just change my thing. With gold, there needs to be something that gets you in. So even with Bitcoin, what's getting me in there? You know, maybe a climactic, maybe this inverted hammer, but you know, nothing there massively. I know Head and Shoulders is a trend change pattern. I actually wouldn't mind if somebody did take that, to be honest with you, from a 4 hour perspective. I'm not. Maybe if it comes up in retest, you can look at that Head and Shoulders trend change for potentially movement to the downside. I just don't think there's enough there for me to get in. So in terms of analysis from Bitcoin, again, very similar. I think in terms of portfolio long-term investment, 5% into that asset wouldn't be, again, depending on your risk nature, wouldn't be a bad shout. Wouldn't be a bad area. And the weekly doesn't look too bad. You know, you get some decent news, you get some decent push in the stock market, investor confidence, then crypto will go. It's not going anywhere. You shouldn't be worried about it going under. It ain't going to go under. So if you like it long term, again, very similar to the S&P. Look at these areas as areas of opportunity to put some more money into your long-term investments, because you'll thank yourself later. Right, guys, any other things you want me to look at before I head off? So as I said, for me, US30, I'm pretty happy being in here. We'll see how London opens up in 13 minutes. If we can get a good bar here today, I'm not expecting it to break and trigger me in, although if it wants to do that, that's absolutely fine. But I'm happy with where I am, to be honest with you. Albeit that 4 hour isn't very nice price action, there's no doubt about it. But I'm pretty happy with the position. USD yen. USD yen. USD yen bias. USD yen. You're picking these ones that I don't really like, Martin. We did say that from a weekly, right? We were looking for that pullback to the 20. I think we started analyzing this here when I first came back, and I said that's not quite ready for me. In which case, I was kind of right, but I thought the confirmation would be down. However, I did say I was a little bit worried about that weekly extension, as similar to what we got in the dollar index, right? And we've got our push here. So do we consider this potential continuation down? I don't know. I don't know. You know, that push has been sold into. Look at smaller time frames. Again, price action just isn't very nice. Just isn't very nice, Martin. What are you thinking, Martin? Tell me what you're thinking. Because if you're looking at this every day, I have to say, with this, even from a 4 hour perspective, very similar to CAD yen, where it's just something I've got to leave. Yeah. Apart from AU, I don't mind AU. I think there's something in AU just not right. But I couldn't give you a bias. AU is easier for me to look at. I mean, let's look at the smaller time frames. You're looking at this, right? I mean, that's what you're in smaller time frames. So if I'm long here, again, I think we saw this before, right? Where we had that big push. I mean, where did we see this? We actually saw it in USD yen. Oh, we saw it in CAD yen as well, didn't we? Where against trend, that impulsive nature, or those impulsive pushes, were kind of sold into, right? I believe it was on this daily bar here. So where was that? I think it was here we were looking at that, right? Where we said it'll be interesting to see what happens here. And then we ended up dropping down. Fair enough, we came back up. But again, will we see history repeat itself where we've had these pushes that are just always sold into? Maybe. But maybe this kind of continues until you get that weekly digestion, right? Which we're getting there, but we haven't quite got there. You know? You know, for example, you look at like this area, for example, in CAD yen. That's nice, right? That's nice. Because you're getting that kind of movement in, ready to go. I mean, look at just what I was saying with Dow Jones, right? Look at that bar just prior to that break. Right, it's not a technical a Marabuzo, but it's certainly a strong bar. We're not broken the area. These are always things that you want to see. Nice little pullback. Fair enough. I know this is a weekly chart. I mean, you look at it here. Okay, you could say, well, here it was probably ready to go. I would have said that, so it's not the best example. Because if I was looking at that and this bar, I would have said good time to buy. Now it never broke. It never did that, but it did do that eventually. So, do we need a little bit more on the weekly? Is my only concern. So will we get this 4-hour horrible price action taking out retail? You've got to think about this. You know, we obviously have to be smarter than the herd, right? We're trying to be smarter than most of retail, which are probably getting murdered during this type of price action, I think, personally, because how do you trade that? You know, so that's another thing. Even though I'm down and a few people are down or some people are up, I could have been down a hell of a lot more. Because I don't know how you trade that type of price action, which is what you see sometimes when the movements has been done, the movement has gone. We've got to accept the movement is gone, and we just got to wait until we're ready and comfortable taking that short position. If that's exactly what you're saying, yeah. So I agree with you. It's my long-winded answer to yes, I agree. Pull back short. Silver, can you look at silver? Silver, can you look at silver euro 1 hour long? Let's see if I've got that. Don't think we've got that here. No, let me get my trading view up. XAUUSD euro. Silver for silver. You know what I was going to say about that daily, don't you, silver? But I see what you're looking at there. It's not bad, actually. Yeah, I mean, you're looking here, right? 29.5, yeah. There. Yeah, that's nice. Context is good. Trading time frame context is good, silver. Don't need to even look at that too much. That's my issue. Right? And you know that. That would be my issue. Let's have a look at the daily. Yeah. I mean, do I think it pulls back? You could say, well, my bias is it pulls back, right? So a pullback order. You're going to say, well, we're extended here. We've had a big move. You know, some bullish pressure coming in. I think we pull back. Breakout retest, continuation long. Yeah, I could see that. I could see that, absolutely. So yeah, I mean, I like the context. Trading time frame setup is good. But yeah, you know what I mean by the higher time frame. So you could look at that. You can see that there. Right? It's not bad price action. I'll give you for a trading time frame. That's actually pretty nice. We take all this away. That's nice. I like it. Absolutely like it. So yeah, that's what I would say. Longs in gold and silver. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Yeah, let's see what happens today, yeah? Some pushment into that index would be nice. Gold and silver, yeah. Gold, I do gold, right? Longs in gold, longs in silver. Yeah, okay. Okay. All right. Yeah, I appreciate you sticking around, guys. If you haven't liked the video, please like the video. And I'll see you all tomorrow. We'll do it all over again. Tomorrow's Friday. I'll check a quick check of the news. Actually, is there any news out today? Forgot to do that. To be aware of, German CPI must be. I've just seen. Hey, Leon. Thanks, mate. See you in the mañana. See you in the mañana, buddy. Ooh, German CPI's come down a little bit. Oh no, sorry. Previous was 8.6. It's gone up a little, up 0.1. Trend is in the right direction, right? Trend is in the right direction. Now. Yeah, I mean, the trend is in the right direction for CPI. If you don't know, CPI is essentially a measurement of inflation. Like to see that starting to creep under a little bit more. But we're on the right track. We're on the right track. And yeah, be aware of this news coming out later. Jobless, actually, that'll be interesting, coming out of the US dollar tonight, whatever time it is for you. Tomorrow, a lot of GDP. Let me get into my time. Some GDP an hour before London opens. That'll be interesting to see. EU Leader Summit 2. If you trade the ruble, interest rate decision there. And CAD employment change. So yeah, be aware of that for all you fundy guys and news guys. Be aware. Right, guys, have a lovely day, and I'll see you all in the mañana. Peace.